All right, that's Victoria White. She's from Rochester, Minnesota. She was there on January 6th. We have evidence that she was trying to stop the violence, but right now she's facing a slew of charges. She already spent 4 months in jail. She pleaded not guilty, but watch this. She tried to stop these guys from breaking stuff. She's telling them to go away, stop breaking the glass. Now, a few moments later, it's clear to me in this video, she's getting beaten up. She's in the circle. We have it circled here on the right. I hope you see it. It's hard to make her out, but we verified that it's her. You see the cop with the white shirt? You'll see her red sleeve. She is obviously being beaten up. I've looked at this a bunch of times. It looks like she's being beaten up to me. But she joins us right now. We'd like to know more about what happened and what she's going through now. Victoria White, welcome. And also your attorney, Joseph McBride. Welcome back to Newsmax. Victoria, first to you, welcome, and how are you?
I'm okay.
Well, good to hear. Look, what happened in the tunnel? How did you get in the tunnel, first of all? Because you're at one point, you're outside, you're trying to stop those guys from breaking the glass. And then a little while later, you're surrounded by cops, and there's one who seems to be beating you up with a baton. How did you get in that tunnel?
I was pushed in there. The crowd was so packed. Once you're in there, you can't get out. You could barely breathe. It was that tight in that area.
Now, I've heard a lot from the cops, what they went through, what they were saying to the cops, all the comments they were hearing. What were you hearing from the cops? Well, it looks to me, again, like you were being beaten with a baton. Can you confirm that? That was you with the red sleeve?
Yes.
And what?
That was me.
Why were they beating you up, and what were they saying to you?
I'm a survivor of domestic abuse for 10 years. And I was, after the first hit with the metal baton, my mind kind of just went in like protection mode, I guess, because I don't remember what they were saying. I just remember being hit, and after watching the video, it brought back a lot of traumatic things that I had thought I had worked through, and I still do.
I want to bring in your lawyer in a moment, but two more questions. We have a picture of you when you're kind of being led out of the area. It looks, if you look closely, I think we can see some blood on your upper forehead. Let's put that picture up on the screen, please. And you're being led out of there. Are you still kind of in a daze? Are you still, do you remember this moment?
I do. And I was in a daze. And at the moment, I had no idea that I was bleeding from my head until later. And they didn't say I did anything wrong. They didn't say I was under arrest, nothing. They just had my hands behind my back and took me into the Capitol. I didn't go in willingly. I didn't even know that was the Capitol. Like the inside. I just thought it went up another level.
Those guys who were breaking the glass, correct me if I'm wrong, but I looked at it, I thought I heard you. You were trying to stop them. Any idea who those guys were?
Oh, I have no idea. I just heard everyone saying Antifa, Antifa, but no one was stopping them. So I just tried to stop them myself. So
your attorney, Joseph McBride, is with us. Thanks again, Mr. McBride. She's pleaded not guilty. We have evidence potentially of police misconduct. Some people are suing the government or thinking about it. Where do things stand right now? Do you think you might have a case against the government?
Thank you, Greg, for continuing to cover this important January 6th related information. Yes, we certainly have a case for police brutality against the officer in his police department. Ms. White was forced into that entrance. She did nothing wrong. Her hands were down. The only time she put her hands up was in a defensive posture because she was being pulverized. Watch that video. It is undisputable evidence. She was hit 35 times in under 5 minutes and then punched in the face by the officer 5 additional times. This is police brutality of the highest caliber. Roseanne Boyland, who this show knows well and the world knows well at this point, died literally a few feet away from Ms. White while she was in there. Ashley Babbitt was shot at point blank range on the other side of the Capitol. Those 2 women are unable to speak up for themselves because they are no longer with us. By some miracle of God, Victoria White survived, and she is going to tell her tale. She is going to have her day in court, and the officer that brutally beat her will be held accountable.
What is that officer's name? What do we know about him?
We don't know what his name is at this point. This is an active investigation on our end. The FOIA request, the request for information from the DC Police Department, from the Capitol Police, they largely go unanswered. They're unwilling to share information with us. They are protecting their own because they know that what took place is wrong. Yeah. Again, good and bad actors on both sides that day. Ms. White, clearly a good actor. This officer, clearly a horrible one.
Ms. White, can you tell us why you went to Washington on January 6th?
I thought it would just be another Trump rally, plus we would be able to let our voices be heard, that, the election was stolen.
Now, you do know, and I happen to know something about you. Forgive me for bringing this up, but I think it's kind of nice, and it's a little bit counterintuitive, according to the mainstream media. They've tried to paint January 6th as some sort of white supremacist rally. I understand you have a pretty big family, and it's a little, well, you have 4 biracial children. It's just a little known fact about all this, and I take it you're the last thing in the world you are is a racist.
Oh, I'm most definitely not a racist. I grew up with Hispanics, Latinos, Cambodian, Laos, Vietnamese. I even speak some Khmer Cambodian, and I'm as diverse as they come. Yeah, we're most definitely not. Okay. Anything, not even close to that.
Beautiful family, beautiful children. Victoria White, stay strong. I have 10 seconds, Joseph. What's next? What's next?
What's next with regard to Mrs. White is we're going to advance her case in court. We're going to prove her innocence. We're going to sue the pants off the U.S. government, and we're going to win.
Joseph McBride, Victoria White, thank you so much. To be continued. Stay strong. We'll be right back.